What's up guys, Kurt Gibson here. Today I'm going to show you how to huck a backhand. Alright, so today we're going to learn how to huck a backhand. For those of you guys who are looking to learn how to throw a backhand, refer to my other video around some of the basics around throwing a backhand. Today we're going to learn how to huck a backhand. So a huck in ultimate frisbee is a long pass intended for a receiver going away from the thrower, generally to the end zone. So it's a long pass, it's a fun pass to throw, and if you can throw it well, it's going to be very useful on the field. So first thing to learn about hucking a backhand is the pivot. So we've generally got it here in our flick grip. So when we pivot, we're going to be moving with both hands on the frisbee, and we're going to be pivoting out. So in the previous video, we talked about getting kind of a nice low center of gravity, chest up, because we've got a marker here and you're throwing pretty general medium, short to medium throws. But for hucking a backhand, if you want to get true power on it, it's going to be difficult for you to get power when you're pivoted out here, or if you're pivoted kind of close. So you want to kind of get a comfortable step right here. I'm about a little over a yard apart, and the key for this, to get that power, to get that huck motion, you're going to want to lean over just a little bit, and then think of a pendulum, right? So I've got my body generally straight, I'm leaned over just a little bit. Again, I'm pivoted, I'm comfortable, I'm not off balance. I've got the frisbee back when I pivot, so I come over here with two hands like this, leaned over just a little bit, and think pendulum. Right here is going to be the motion where you're going to get all of your power on that backhand, okay? So when you're coming through here, this is where you're going to get your distance right here. There is a little bit of motion here on the pivot here when you're going through, but you just generally want to keep your balance. That's going to be key. So how do I get that power? When I'm pivoted out here, got the frisbee back, I'm going to be squeezing my abs, bringing my right shoulder forward and turning my body, and that's how you're going to be able to get that whip to get the distance on your huck. So do it from behind here, and when I'm pivoting here, got my right foot out, the frisbee back. You can see I'm leaned over a little bit, and when I release, you can kind of be at any angle. It's going to be dependent on the wind, but in very little wind today, you're going to not be leaned over too much. You're going to be leaned over just a slight bit, because you're going to want to come out at an inside out angle just like that, because what it'll do in the air, that'll help cut through the air and flatten out. So watch when I pivot here. I'll do it slow, come out here just like that. All right, so the other important thing for getting distance and power on the backhand when you're hucking it is your wrist. So generally when you're throwing a backhand out here, my wrist is pretty comfortable. Maybe it's back a little bit off of my just kind of a straight line. It's back just a little bit. But on a huck backhand, in order to get a little more snap on it and to get some of that extra distance at the end of your huck, you want to bring the frisbee down closer to your forearm like this. So a normal backhand, you're probably throwing like this, but on a huck backhand, you want to bring that a little bit closer, and that's how you're going to get that extra snap right there at the end of it. So when I'm here, I'm moving to a backhand grip, I come out here, and then I can get a little bit more snap, just like that. The other thing is the release point on the huck backhand. So on a normal backhand, your release point's going to be a little bit out in front of you. Sometimes it can be kind of right parallel with your body, sometimes right out here in this area. But on the huck, if you want to get max power, that release point, generally, the way to get more power is to release it a little more out in front of you than normal. So if I'm looking to get max power on my backhand and I'm pivoting, I've got the frisbee back, I start compressing the abs, moving the shoulders, I'm releasing here out in front of me, maybe, almost the full arm's length right here, and that's where you're going to be able to get more power, more overall distance on the frisbee to get that release. So one tip for you to practice this inside out motion where you're gonna get the most power on that huck is to exaggerate the lean over and the pendulum swing. So generally when you're hucking it, you're gonna be, again, a little more upright than the normal backhand and come through at a slight inside out angle. But in order to really practice this pendulum, one exercise you can do is really lean over and practice different release angles and even kind of get really low just from this pivot right here and throw a really exaggerated inside out throw. That'll help you get more power and practice at different angles, and we'll be able to diversify the angles at which you throw and ultimately get you to be able to throw farther. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you can use these tips to help improve your game. Stay tuned for more.